Hey, welcome to this episode of Scrappy Art Choppers. Today we're going to be working on the Chevette, finally putting the motor in it. You know, that motor that we welded up last time. If you haven't seen that episode, it's a pretty good one. It's short and sweet. Really shows you how to weld it up. It's hard to see. You know, it's all painted black now. Drilled it out, put a helicoil in it. Really easy. Thankfully enough to drill it out and put the helicoil in it. I thought it was going to be a struggle. Hopefully on this episode too, we'll get the fuel system done. I've kind of already started on it. I had to interrupt this episode with our today's sponsor, me. Check this out. If you like vet builds, we got your vet shirt right here. You know, the Chevette. These shirts turn out really sweet. They're available right now on the website. Make sure you get yourself one before they're all gone. Lots of colors to choose from, all different sizes. Coolest part is we make them in-house so we can keep them nice and cheap for you. Help me to finish this Chevette build and get this motor running. Old gas tank's out. This tank's sitting in here. There was a big hump right there. That's cut out. We're going to have to cut out some more material up here because I figured out there's nothing underneath there. So let's get started by pulling the oil pan. As you see, I got the engine up nice and high. There's no bolt there. And it's going to make things a lot easier how to drain the oil. Not a bolt. The reason we're changing the oil pan is this oil pan is too deep. It's too big. I'm going to keep all my bolts and stuff around though, this in case I need to ever use this oil pan again for something. There it is. Oh! Look at some sludginess going on in the bottom of this. It's a different color oil there, that's for sure. I gotta pull this off too. It's a weird different color, that's for sure. This motor did run good, had good oil pressure, so hopefully everything's fine. We're gonna find out. Let me pull this other piece off. I'm gonna do a comparison between the new oil pan and this oil pan. Alright, here's the new oil pan. It is 3 inches shorter than the old oil pan, which is going to give us a lot more ground clearance. This oil pan was too big even in the race car. It was too low. So, I don't know what brand it is. Got it off the eBay. It's like 120 bucks or something like that for a car style oil pan. I have found out recently that you got to use a car oil filter on it. You can't just throw a regular truck filter on it. The cool part is this kit, of course, came with the pickup tube. Comes with all new bolts. Comes with gaskets. Some other bolts for the thing. It literally comes with everything you need to bolt it right on your LS motor. Let's put it on and see how it works. I did block off the oil cooler for this time. The old one had the oil cooler. We're just gonna reduce. Get this on real fast and put the oil pan on. Kind of a pain in the butt to do really quick. Now, of course, I'm not tightening them up. They're not tightening them up. Getting it snug. And that was thunder. I don't know if you heard that or not. Oh boy. How'd that get hard? Ugh. Alright, torque specs on this, 18 foot-pounds. I was going to start in the middle. There's a pattern for this somewhere out here. You just start in the middle, work your way out. Here, go back and forth. Okay, I'm sure you can hear the roof. It's raining like cats and kittens. So, we gotta put the motor mount bolts on. Yes, that is a motor mount bolt hole. If you don't know, this motor came out of my demolition derby car. Hence the reason we had to weld that up. And yeah, this motor mount is pretty broken. Lucky enough, there's still plenty of thread up inside these blocks. Like, it seems like all the LS stuff only has a bolt that goes into here. There's still a bunch of thread up there. So we got 3 pretty decent mounting spots. 1 not so nice mounting spots. I got these ICT motor mount plates. They bolt right there. And then these old school small block Chevy motor mounts bolt on there. Plenty of adjustment. I'm going to go with the farthest forward one first and see where that gets us. Now, the determining factor of where this motor is going to sit is this drive shaft. Got to change this yoke. It's a Turbo 350 yoke. We're running a 400, so I got a 400 yoke. So more than likely, the motor's gonna have to go in a few times to figure out what is right on that block plate, motor mount. You know what I'm talking about, that aluminum thing I just showed you. We're gonna have to put it in a few times, kind of see what lines up. So my goal today is to get these motor mounts on, get the motor bolts and trans, get this drive shaft ready. I gotta go get an oil filter. We gotta take those headers off, which I'm sure some of you have been wondering if I'm running those headers on this, and the answer is no, yes, maybe. And we're gonna run them when we're doing burnouts. When we're not doing burnouts, we're gonna run some shorty headers. I might bolt them on before we drop it in just to kind of see where they're gonna land to as we're adjusting the motor mounts to get this motor sitting just perfect in this car. Yes, this car did have a small block in it, so those are the mounts for the small block. So those other mounts will bolt right up to it. The firewall's moved back, so plenty of room for some adjustment, whichever way it's got to go, forward or backwards. So let's get the motor mount situated and get the trans bolted on and probably call it a day. And I'm going to do the yoke too. Do the yoke. That, yeah. I know what I'm doing. Swear to God. Probably not. So, alright. Here's your stock. I guess you'd call it stock. Here's the bolt that the kit came with. Here's the bolt we're using. Plenty of longer length. Hopefully it works. It's so weird building a drag car / burnout car. I'm so used to building everything to the max for like strength and adding steel to things. And this we're like, well, you know, if we add a couple extra pounds here and there, we're still gonna have a pretty lightweight car, but also we don't need to add any extra weight if it's not needed. Know what I mean? I'm used to adding steel everywhere. Now, if you're wondering where to get these motor mounts, I got them off Amazon. The deal with them is it interferes with your AC bracket. So I don't know if there's some other mounts, if you're running AC or whatever. Heck, this car ain't even gonna have power steering, so the last thing we're worried about is some AC issues. Plus there's a bolt broke off in the AC bracket anyways. Probably should have put some Loctite on these. But here's the thing, if I gotta move something or adjust something, I guess it really doesn't matter. Probably should have put Loctite on these. I'll just keep an eye on them for a little bit. They start loosening up, pull them out back up, put some Loctite on them, I guess. Or just pull them back off and do it right now. Doing stuff twice, it's fun. Well, I actually grabbed a ratchet this time too. I'll start with the hardest one. Just a little dab will do ya. Perfect. I'll do the rest of them and we'll bolt the other piece on. All right, now they're in. So we got lots of adjustments here. We're gonna start in the very front one for the other motor mounts. I'm not gonna Loctite these because they more than likely will be coming back out. And yes, I'm just using the what bolts came with this one. I kind of feel like this might move it too far back, but with that drive shaft being like it is, we're gonna have to move the transmission mount no matter what. Why are these getting hard? So really having this as far back as possible ensures we use that short little drive shaft. And that's the main goal here, is not to have to build a drive shaft. Because that one's done and balanced and came out of this car. I got a feeling these aren't going to come loose. Ow. Ugh. I think it's tight. What do you think? I think it looks pretty good. I mean, you know, looks good for a motor mount. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side. I'm gonna get these headers off. It is just time to say bye to the upright headers for a little bit. And then onto a drive shaft. Yeah, let's do the drive shaft next. All right, I got updates. It's been a while later, actually. I got the yoke in the drive shaft. I had to get a special yoke, which has outer locking caps on this side and inner locking caps on this side. So that lock right there and then an inner one. That's a 355 U-joint, reminding me of later when that U-joint goes bad. See what I did there? Transmissions bolted to the motor. It's ready to go in. See, this is a old school dipstick. Why do I say that? Because it's meant to have a bolt right there to hold it together. Well, on an LS motor, there's no bolt there, so just a handy dandy hose clamp, and that thing is solid. It's not coming off. Hopefully it works. I got a little zealous putting it on there, so hopefully I don't smash it against the firewall when I'm putting it in. I pulled the coil packs off, painting the brackets and stuff to make it look nice. But motor is ready to go in. Me and my dad are going to get to doing that right now. First time this LS motor has been in this Chevette. Had a small block in it before, so the motor mounts for the small block are already there. So we'll see how this goes.
here on top of the heat board there. You're not going to go that way because of the limits.
Well, I can't get it to go back. I'm caught on something else.
Caught on your brake line.
Yeah.
Get your brake line out of the way first, and then try to put it in. All right, as you seen in the time lapse, motor is in. Fits really good. I was worried about this alternator hitting the hood. No, that hood over there. It fits right inside the cowl perfectly. Same thing as this water neck. We definitely have some figuring out to do there because it has to come to here somehow. This water neck, not going to work also. I'm going to see if they make one that goes down. We'll see about that. Header on this side fits perfect. Header on this side goes around the steering, fits between the brake master and that, but hits the floor right down there. We're either going to have to cut the floor out or get the header modified. We'll see what happens there. I believe the carburetor and air filter are going to fit underneath the hood. Now let me take you underneath and show you that snafu. It's a big one. I know it's going to be hard to see down there, but we'll make it work. So I know I talked about making the drive shaft work, and it should fit. Well, I was completely wrong. We are that far off. I thought this car had a 700 or a turbo 350 in it, but it turns out it was 700 R4. 700 R4 is apparently longer. 4 inches longer, whatever it is. So, got the cross member just sitting in here. I'm going to have to drill some new holes because that's moved back farther than where it was. So as you can see where the paint was. It's now back here. Gonna also have to drill some holes here. I'm also going to re-weld some of it. Yeah. Also, I'm going to cut this cross member out, which is for the seat brackets and the drive shaft loop. I want to move this whole entire thing back for the seats. And then I kind of want to box this in because this is a lot of strength in the car, keeps the car from twisting. This is a really important bar, and I don't like the fact that it's open, kind of how it is. The guy didn't build this car to go drag racing. He built this car to be a street car. So we're building it to go drag racing. I do like the way the bars are. I don't know why that's welded together like that, but whatever. But yeah, whole lot of figuring out to do under here, that's for sure. But the motor fits really good. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of Scrapyard Travelers. Motor's in. That's super exciting. We're going to finish it up. Well, no. We're going to get more done on the next episode. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and check out this build episode right here. God bless you. I'll see you next time.